Order! Order! Ugh, where is he? Where's who? What a weird world? You're my lawyer? What are you doing here? You do realize you killed yourself, right? So you have no way of getting back to Earth. Well, that explains how you got here, but how did you get here? How did you become a lawyer? Did you, like, go to hell law school? What? Huh. Huh? What? Huh? What? What's that? Let the trial begin? Okay. People of the jury, in today's court hearing, we will be examining the case of Branson the Man, a cartoon reviewer that changed his opinion. Well, yeah. What? Yeah, I do think the Lego Ninjago. Yeah, I do like the Lego Ninjago movie now. Heresy! You are sentenced to death! No, wait! Maybe I could talk about a movie I liked from the beginning to make it up maybe I could talk about a movie I liked from the beginning to make it up maybe I could talk about a movie I liked from the beginning to make up for, changing my opinion? I saw I saw the Peanuts movie when it originally came out I saw the Peanuts movie when it originally came out almost 8 years ago, holy shit. And when it came out, I liked it, but I didn't really have much to think about it. When it originally came out, I liked it, but I didn't really think much of it. I didn't rewatch it that much, only when I didn't rewatch it I didn't rewatch it that much, only when it was playing on the networks I watched at the time, and that's weird to me looking back because I was, like, 7 at the time, in my peak Peanuts phase. I was insanely in love with Peanuts. Really, the only reasoning I can muster as Really, the only reasoning I can muster as to why I wasn't more into this movie was that 2015 was my first year on YouTube, and watching reviews instead of really the only sort of reasoning I can muster as to why I wasn't more into this movie was that 2015 was my first year on YouTube and watching reviews instead of going outside. And there wasn't much discussion around this movie when it was coming out, and there still isn't much discussion to this day. This movie this movie was mostly seen by many as a movie that came This movie was mo This movie is mostly seen by many as a movie that came This movie is mostly seen by many as a movie that came out. Let's go, I got it. But in more recent times, with all these 2D, 3D hybrids, I've been rewatching this movie a lot more, and I've finally come to the realization that the Peanuts movie might be the most underrated film ever, and I'm going to explain why. Okay, so back in 2015, adaptations were in the "Oh shit! Oh fuck! People don't get Garfield. Let's fix that." Modernizing classic Modernizing classic IPs for a modern audience. That was the name of that was the name of the game back then. Well, Well, now corporations have realized, oh shit, people actually want to see Mario stuff in the Mario movie. Back then, it back then it was Alvin and the Chipmunks ro- Back then it was Alvin and the Chipmunks road trip or nothing. But the Peanuts movie, it's the real deal. It's a very faithful adaptation of Peanuts. All the character designs are the same. There's a ton of references. They use a lot of tricks to get the same 2D perspective as the originals. Had to fix a spelling mistake there. Oh, uh, okay, hold on. They even had a unique story structure that fits the Peanuts a lot better. Yeah, this movie doesn't have a typical three-act structure. Instead, it goes for a bunch of little short stories with a common through line of Charlie Brown trying to impress the little red-haired girl. Well, Snoopy's doing his own thing, and this structure works perfectly for Peanuts. And the animation, while successfully transferring the art style of the original Peanut shorts to 3D, was also a huge step forward. Well, okay. Well, okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't e well, okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't convince me why it's okay for a YouTube reviewer to change his opinion. Oh, oh, yeah. Wait. Are wait, are you are you encouraging the idea of change? I hate change. Change is for pussies. I've been doing this Lord of Pain and Suffering I've been doing this Lord of Pain and Suffering shtick for billions of years now, and look how I've been doing this pain and suffer I've been doing this Lord of Pain and Suffering shtick for a billion of I've been doing this Lord of Pain and Suffering shtick for billions of years now, and look how great I'm doing. Now, 2D, 3D hybrids are all the rage with Spider Verse and Puss in Boots, and while many people see Spider Verse as the first film in this style, and well, and while many people see Spider Verse as the first film in this style, it w- and while it was the one to po- and while it was the po- and while it was the one to popularize it, look at this. This checks all the boxes. While Captain Underpants also used this art style before Spider-Verse, that was 2017. The Peanuts movie had 2 years on Underpants, and was the start of this new craze. Oh wait, that was one sentence. The Peanuts movie had 2 years on Underpants and was the start of this new craze. The film perfectly encapsulates The film perfectly encapsulates why people like Peanuts, specifically Charlie Brown. You feel so bad for him. You just want him to impress the little red-haired girl. And what's perfect about this is that it's his fault every time he fails because he's such a good person and his good ge- and his good deed because he's such a good person and his good deeds is what keeps it because he's such a good person and his good deeds is what keeps him from reaching his goal. Snoopy, one of my favorite. Snoopy, one of my favorite. Snoopy, one of my favorite fictional characters, by the way, is in peak form in this movie. I still think some of the renditions of Snoopy in the classic shorts are a bit better, but this is still one of my favorite versions of the character. Who else? who I'll say once again is one of my favorite characters in fiction. Snoopy in this movie strikes the perfect balance between loyal best friend and snarky smartass. His moments with Charles are really cute. His Red Baron story is completely pointless, but I don't care because it's really funny. I really like the scene where they cut between his imaginary world and the real world. Snoopy and Charles' love plots bounce off of each other perfectly. I literally wrote down my notes while I was watching this movie. Snoopy has Riz, and honestly, that's so true. Despite despite the rumors, no, this film is not. Despite the rumors, no, this film is not the second coming of Christ. The movie definitely loses some of that slice of life appeal when Charlie becomes a celebrity. It's not that big of an issue. It's not like the Peanuts movie was the most realistic franchise out there. It's just it's just that bear it's just that barring the Snoop it's just that barring the Snoopy stuff, the movie it's just that barring the Snoopy it's just that barring the Snoopy stuff, the movie is mostly grounded in reality too. It's just that barring the Snoopy stuff, the movie goes from being mostly grounded in reality to making Charlie Brown merchandise and having an entire holiday around the guy. The soundtrack is pretty bad, in all honesty. The OST is a mix of the OST is a mix of misfitting license music and some of the most box standard Peanuts tracks out there. There aren't any there aren't there aren't really any cool remixes or anything of the sort. Dude, there's no economy here. We're in hell. Dude, dude, there's no economy here. W We're in hell. The Peanuts movie is a great film, and it is the Peanuts movie is a great film, and it is ludicrous how overlooked it is when films like this is all the and it is ludicrous how overlooked it is when and it is ludicrous how overlooked it is with films like this being all the rage now. And even if there are better films in this style, the movie will always hold a special place in my heart as my favorite Peanuts product and most underrated movie of all time. Well, what a weird world you f- well what a weird world you fr- well what a weird world you have frankly done a dogshit job defending your client. Yeah, yeah, in fact, you did such a horrible job that I'm just going to sentence you to death along with Branson. Well, that's your opinion, I guess. What the? I don't know, man. It's been a long day. My god. He's turning into a portal to the real world. I finally have a chance to take over the human world. My armies, my armies, follow me into battle. No, 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 wait! No, you idiots! You didn't just bring me back, you also. Finally, the world is mine! Ha 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 ha! Huh. So do you get. Huh. So, do you guys got your own opinion on the Peanuts movie? Huh. So, do you guys got your own Peanuts movie story?